I'm gonna lose that Rubik's Cube while that happens.
Pretend that I never put you second. I thought this plan was foolproof, but I'm here bleeding out with a hole in my head. And I lied to you and I called you my friend. You were forced to bring an arsenal again. I know what you said. Everyone has their own demons, but I just can't shake this feeling. I'm just here waiting for the pressure to end. And I lied to you and I called you my friend. You were forced to bring an arsenal again. Before I knew it, you were gone. You were sitting by my side. I swear I had your hand in
I might have to ask him if I can use that for an intro all the time because it's just short and sweet, and I don't.
Yeah.
Very long.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to
That,
QB Live. Welcome, Crash Cuddle from the Twin Cities. I need to ask you why they call it that because it's just Minneapolis. It's just one city. I don't know. There must be something behind that, but we'll get to that in a second. I got to thank Talion for being on the show last week. They're a metal band out of Pittsburgh, and it was a really good show. It was really funny. I just watched it again the other day. I kind of wait. I like to wait like at least 3 days before I watch myself.
Yeah.
to let the feedback.
I like
come
to
in.
wait 3 days
If something
before I
went wrong-
wash myself too.
Yeah, if something went wrong, I'd rather hear from somebody else than me go in there and get all pissed about it. So
Right.
Wash
I tend to wait. Yeah.
Wash
So,
my stuff.
Anyway, Crash Cuddle, welcome guys. It's nice to have you guys here. Well, not here, but you know what I mean. On here. It's
Mhm.
nice to have you.
Yeah. No. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having
So,
us,
so
Scott.
why is it Twin Cities if there's only one? Or there's
Garrett, you're from here. Why do they do that?
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry.
yep.
Put you on the spot. Be like,
Yep.
Put him on the
yeah.
spot.
yeah.
Well, let me think of a answer that might make sense. There's two of them, and there's two of them, and they're around the same size, and they're across the river from each other. The river kind of
Yeah.
Cloud, right? Isn't that the other city?
St. Paul and Minneapolis.
St. Paul. What
Uh,
am I thinking? St. Cloud. What was that?
there's a lot of
A lot of
there's
saints.
a lot of that around here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
but I think basically, if the river didn't run through them, it would be one city, pretty much. Yeah. So it's two halves of a city.
they were going to call it Same River City, but it's split them
It
up
doesn't-
so that
Yeah,
like
that
this
doesn't
does
ring.
not work out
Yeah.
very well.
People
No,
would be like, yeah, get out of here.
Right. That
Yeah,
doesn't
or
have a
stay,
ring to it.
You know, yeah.
Hey, I checked out your all's video for was 160 pound fist, and that was very creative. I was trying to, how you watch a video and you watch it again, trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
How did you guys come up with that and stuff? And I'm trying to think. I'm like, I have no idea how to. I mean, I can understand like it's a board game, but it comes to life pretty much.
Yeah.
What the concept is. But for those who haven't watched it, how would you explain like what was your idea behind creating that story? I guess for the video, since you have no lyrics in your all stuff, you guys are instrumental, so it has to be even more difficult to try to come up with.
Well, in some ways, it might be a little easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
In
guess so,
some
yeah.
ways, for sure. Do you want to take that one, Garrett, or?
Absolutely not. I think you had more of a hand in the planning of it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well-
But by all means.
Yeah. Well, as far as the planning, the logistics and finding a site to shoot, that was my my involvement. But if you wanted to know like the thought process and where that stuff came from, you'd have to probably, or we would probably have to ask Dominic Hamp, who is a wonderful musician and bass player in this band up here called Hardcore Crayons. They're similar to a Crash Cuddle. Yeah, they're an incredible band and they're incredible people. And Dominic is incredibly creative. That's all from Dominic.
Now, the suit that he wears, that red suit, is that
Oh.
something he wears for his job, or is that something he just went and bought for?
Oh, Tom is our resident roadie, and we've known
that
Tom.
was Tom. That was Tom.
Yeah, that's Tom. We've known Tom since like 2010.
So he wears that when he's doing the roadie part. Then when he's carrying things.
Yeah,
he wears that red
yeah. It's
Yeah,
nearly
something
a performance thing for Tom.
suit. Yeah.
You know.
and it's, I mean, we're a 2-piece, but we have enough equipment for a 4 to 5 piece. So
Yeah.
I had Contranistas on a couple of weeks ago. That's how I actually found you guys. Actually.
Yeah, word.
And,
Yeah, they're good out of
Dax was gonna
California.
co-host. Yeah, Dax was going to co-host with me tonight, but he had kid duty tonight, and
Oh yeah.
couldn't do it. So he said he would watch. But yeah, I guess his pedal board. It's like a big box. And I'm sure you got something like that too. And of course, drums in and of itself is just a bunch of equipment.
Yeah.
So and then you got amps. If you don't have to.
Yeah.
yeah, this guy and his cabs.
Yeah, it's almost like all we have is amps.
Yeah.
It's like
you take several guitars or just one.
just one guitar. Yeah.
You're
I
not one
played-
of those guys have like different tuning guitars.
I don't have that luxury to do that and to involve that into my creative process, like Kevin Shields from My Bloody Valentine or something.
Yeah.
Get like the same guitar and then tune it up differently and then like write a song and then that will be that guitar
Just
song, or that would be the guitar for that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're different because I have 3 different drum sets that I take.
Well, you have two. You actually do.
Totally
Holy
kidding.
shit. You
No, I do have 3, but I don't take them with me.
I was gonna say, my goodness, you might need another roadie or something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
unrealistic.
Yeah. Hey, I'd like to go ahead and play one of your all songs. That way,
Sure.
people can kind of be like, "All right, yeah, these guys are awesome." Well, I mean, you're awesome anyway. That goes without saying. But
Oh, thanks.
Thanks,
I
Scott.
wanted to play. I wanted to play. What did I have up here? I didn't prepare myself very well here. I was worried about this isolation shield for my microphone. I got Owning the Bull up first. Is there anything? Like I said, it's instrumental, but there's got to be a reasoning behind the title, or wherever the title came from, and then
Yeah. Well, firstly, it would be good to probably stop it where I think it's at like 3 minutes 50 seconds where it starts to do like this weird outro looping thing or whatever. This weird. That would be really the end of the song. So heads up on that. But as far as the title goes, I think that was just another one that came out of just a random, conversation. And I think it was about like kind of owning your anger, being responsible for your actions, and or also having a healthy relationship with those emotions.
okay.
It's kind of cool that you're going to play that one because we wrote that song in this season.
That's
Remember, Charlie?
incredibly true. Yeah, I absolutely
In this
do. I
month.
was
Yeah.
playing almost like a Screaming Jay Hawkins Spell on You thing. I was just picking it with my fingers at first. And it definitely had that feel to it. And we kind of sped it up to a shuffle. And
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
so you don't want me to play, you don't want me to play the whole song then? Just stop it at.
Play what you want, Scott.
You
Just
play what you
Play
want.
what you want. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take a listen to "Owning the Bull" by Crash Cuddle. I guess we can
Oh,
right? Is that the part you were talking about?
that
Yeah, it's
was
a
what I was
transitional,
referenced
yeah.
about. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It is one of the long songs on the album, correct? Now we were talking about on Messenger the other day. I guess it was yesterday. That CD didn't come out actually in July. It actually came
The
out.
album came out. Sorry, the CD physically
Yeah.
came out. We put it out in July, but the album has been out for a
So,
number of
so it was
years.
out
Yeah.
digitally. So now you have it in actual physical form now. It came out in July,
Yeah,
right?
it's nice to have something that's tangible,
Yeah.
to have and to hold.
Did you guys do just a CD, or did you do the vinyls and the cassette tapes? And I guess bands are into doing cassette tapes around here now. I don't know. If
I've
that's a thing.
always been into cassettes and CDs and LPs, but it's really a
Yeah,
matter of the resources to do so,
that's
and
true. And the money.
we're a very DIY band.
Yeah.
Well, with the roadie thing, it's you have two people to carry equipment. You also have two people to fund the
Yeah.
projects.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the other component of that too.
Well, you
So
did good with only having two members, though. Because
yeah, it only
Yeah.
took us however many years to do it. Just wait for the next one.
yeah.
how did you guys
Wait.
how did you guys get formed up? Have you known each other for a long time, or what's the story behind?
I'll take this. This is my favorite
Oh
question.
yeah. Okay.
All
If
right.
I could preface though, it was more of a definitely a cosmic meeting, by chance, or not, maybe not even by chance, but um I'm gonna say cosmo spiritual.
Yeah, so it was I was down in Mankato for school, and I was living with a friend of mine who was in class with Charlie. And one day our mutual friend, he was like, "Hey, one of the guys I know, he's having a birthday party at his house. You want to go?" I was like, "Sure." So I'd been down. Well, let me just preface this with since fifth grade, the longest I've been out of a band has been 6 months. So I was down in Mankato, just moved. Yeah, I was down in Mankato. I mean, I was playing Steppenwolf and Wipeout on stage in 5th grade
Yes.
with my band Split Rim.
Killer.
Yeah.
What were you called? Split Rip?
Split Rim.
Oh, Split Lip. Split Rim.
Split Rim, 5th grade.
Yeah.
So I was down in Mankato. Didn't have anybody to play music with. Was getting a little depressed about it.
Yeah.
So there's this birthday. I'm like, sure, I got nothing to do. We go down. We pull up. Charlie's got the hose on Tom, who's our roadie, outside of his trailer. He's screaming at Tom, no wrestle, because Tom's inebriated and trying to wrestle people.
Tom likes to wrestle people when he drinks.
Yeah, in a very nice, scary way. So
nice wrestling.
Yeah. So we get there, and long story short, basically Charlie's like, hey, I hear you like playing music. I'm like, yeah. So then we go into this room that he has in his house, and he has a drum set. And at his own birthday, me and him basically just shut ourselves in a room and play music while the party's going on outside. So we played music for a long time that night at his birthday party, and we just didn't stop.
I had just gotten an Apple TV, and I was able to piggyback my laptop, my iMac, my Mac to the TV, so I could just DJ whatever I wanted into the living room into the stereo. And then but in my little 8x10 room that I had with all of this stuff, there wasn't anything going on. There was no music. So like it was pretty loud in the living room, and nobody could really know that we were playing, like, in the room. So we just kind of snuck away and stuff,
I was playing with my fingers to keep it quiet.
Were people like knocking on the door going, are you guys okay in there? Are you guys, what do you?
No. Some people kind of found their way to the room, and it wasn't like an elaborate place. We had moved in to this 3-bedroom trailer from this proper 4-bedroom farmhouse out in the sticks of Louisville. So it's like, it wasn't hard to find. And the room, the 8x10 room, was one of the 3 rooms.
Yeah.
With just Garrett and I in there, we were full of, that was capacity. No, it just kind of, we met up, and I was like, how did
you get to the sticks to a birthday party, Garrett?
Yeah, so it was our mutual friend who was in class with him. Yeah, and I grew up. He's one of my best friends. I grew up with him through high school and stuff, and I think he kind of knew that I was looking for somebody to play music with, and he knew that Charlie played music. So honestly, it's just wild.
He hooked you guys up then.
Well, yeah, in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes that we met each other, we were playing music together.
That's awesome. That's how it's supposed to work.
That is pretty incredible. When you think
I never thought of it,
because it's like 15 minutes. It's like that was February 20 something, 2000 and 2010. Yeah.
Wow. So it's been 20.
That many years. Yeah. We just put a CD out.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Whoa.
It takes that long. Whoa.
Oh, hey, Garrett.
Hey.
It takes that long, and you want to make sure it's what you want to put out. And
well, the thing about the logistics of putting that out and the capital, the resources to put that out is just more along the lines of after the first 4 years located in Mankato, whenever anyone wanted us to play, we would just say yeah. So that was really we were really busy doing that, and then I had graduated from a master's program, and Garrett moved up here. Garrett, we were separated for a little bit because of that. Didn't have a practice spot until I got myself together and found a proper job up here, and then relocated to be closer and to be able to play. Garrett bought a house. I've been getting my life together. You know what I mean? So there's all these other things that take precedent and priority. And just like Garrett loves music, I love music, and we've had this early relationship with music since, we were teenagers or even before that. But we both realized that, there's needs and wants, and like music is always this thing that we'll have, but like, you know, kids have to be fed. You have to feed yourself
exactly.
first, you know, that kind of stuff. You have to take care of yourself, you know, like we don't have lavish resources to like to get, you know, to put into that. So
Where did the name come about? How did the name come about?
in the same fashion that Only the Bull came up, it just sort of out of conversation. I think like I'm partial to malapropisms,
What is
you
that?
know, where you say one word and it sounds like something else, you know? Yeah. And so if I even said it right, malapropism, I think. So I was having a conversation. Don't ask me. I was having a conversation with my ex-wife at the time, and we were talking about hard love. And I was taking this art and architecture of Eastern India class.
What was your
And
degree? What was your was it in English?
no, no.
What was it in?
I went to school for a BFA in fine art, and then also an MA in art, and so visual art. Yeah. So I was taking this art history class, and I was, you know, kind of like in the mindset of androgyny and like masculine and femininity and stuff like that. So we were having this conversation about tough love, and it's kind of a similar thing, you know. And so I was like, "Oh, you mean like a crash cuddle?" And I was like, "Oh, okay. I should put that into the list because I have an extensive list that I've been collecting well before I even moved to Minnesota. So just put that on the list."
What do you guys? I like to always know what you guys do for for the funds, for the money, like your jobs. What do you do during the day? Things like that. When you're not playing music and you got to make money, what do you guys do?
I manage a retail store that sells car batteries and other batteries.
Sweet.
Mm.
So a battery store.
Yeah, yep. I am a building substitute at an elementary school.
A building what?
Building substitute. So today I taught half kindergarten and then half computer science.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. Do you like kids? Do you like kids?
I like people. I think investing in people is like invaluable, you know. That's a really great way to give back. Yeah, I have.
That's a lot tougher though, because those kids are just, they're unhinged, aren't they?
It's middle school, you know.
I mean, I was awkward in middle school. Everything around me was awkward, and I just want to forget all about that phase. I had a bowl cut, I had glasses.
I still have glasses.
I think I was sweaty a lot. I don't know. It was just acne everywhere. It was just.
Yeah. I had incredible acne in middle school. That was always accompanied by a Metallica shirt. So that was before the Black Album, if that means anything.
I never really had that much acne.
Really?
I had mine and Garrett's.
Yeah, allotment.
I think I wore Airwalks and like corduroys.
Perfect.
That was one of those.
Yeah.
I looked dirty, but I wasn't dirty. Like I wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
I
think postman pants and like dress, like some sort of like low cut black steel toed shoes or something. And then
would you ever bring that back or try to bring it like for a show?
Dress like I was in middle school?
A theme.
Yes.
Yeah, like a theme for a show. Would you guys ever do that? I would come to
I mean, we've done Halloween shows.
Yeah. We dressed up as Life Aquatic for a Halloween show a few years back down in Ames. Yeah. Nice. We were Team Zissou like a motherfucker.
Have you guys been able to play, since the pandemic and all this stuff? Is stuff opening up around your all's area? There's
a lot of things that are going on up in the Twin Cities. Mm-hmm. But we recently played down in Winona, Minnesota.
Kind of like Ryder? Winona Ryder?
That's where she's from.
Is it named after her? Or
she's named after
vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah. If our story is right,
I think it's like Chevy Chase, Maryland, because there's a Chevy. Have you ever heard of
Chevy Chase, Maryland?
There's a place called Chevy Chase, Maryland. I had a band from over that way, and I can't remember. I think he was named after Chevy. I don't know, but that's
Dan Aykroyd, Ohio.
Chevy.
Dan Aykroyd, Ohio.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't named after anything special, I don't think. But I am like distant cousins with Don Knotts.
Oh,
No.
that's funny.
I think I was told that. I don't know. I'd have to research it. Or
Yeah,
something.
do
That's
like
wild.
a 23andMe, and they'll be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
you're related to Don Knotts."
I could be Barney Fife. Well, there is a up in Morgantown is where the university here is, and it's about 30 minutes. north.
Morgantown, West Virginia.
Yes.
Oh,
And,
word. Go
Everybody
on.
has ties
I
to West
remember.
Virginia. What is it?
Well, actually, it's more along the lines of my mom's family is from Greene County, south of Pittsburgh.
Nice. Yeah.
So I've spent a lot of time out there in Clarksville,
Clarksburg.
Waynesburg, Clarksburg.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Waynesburg, all that
Waynesburg, PA.
stuff.
Yeah.
If I said it right.
Yeah,
I was,
Waynesburg is just above Morgantown. Yeah. So
yeah,
you go through that to get to Pittsburgh. Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
kind of grew up out there in the summers.
nice. So
Yeah,
you know how hot it gets in the summer out here. I was just talking to.
it gets pretty hot.
I was talking to Dax earlier from Conchanices. I was talking to him about. I was like, "Has it been?" I said, "It sucks you can't come and cuddle with me tonight." You know, because he was wanting to co-host, but he couldn't. And he was like, "Oh wait, oh I get it, okay." And he goes, "But it has been pretty chilly." And I was like, "Well, it's been down in the 40s here at night, and I'm sure it's colder where you guys are." But so we got to talking about temperature and stuff, and I was like, "Man," I was like, "How hot in the summer does it get there?" And he's like, "About 100." I was like, "Yeah, but you don't have the humidity." He's like, yeah, we don't. It's pretty dry. And I was like, well, it gets in. It's good 90s, mid 90s here, like July and August. But we have humidity also, so it's like you can't even breathe outside. It gets so hot. So we were talking about that.
Yeah, no thanks.
Is it
Yeah,
getting
that's
cold up
just
your
too
way
much.
already? Is it starting to?
It was like 73 today with like clear blue skies and like, brownish, reddish, orange leaves.
But it does
Really
get down,
pretty.
like cold up that way, doesn't it?
Yeah,
gets
it
very
does
cold.
get fucking really cold.
Yeah.
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 So let's see. Is Minneapolis the more north, the more northern? I'd have to look at the map and see.
It's
Northern-
all cold.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you're up there above. You're above Michigan, right? Is it or is it next to Michigan?
We're
We're
on the
we're the-
same line.
yeah,
of-
we're
as
probably in the
Michigan.
northern part of Michigan if you draw a
In the
latitude.
cold belt.
We're definitely in the northern part of the country.
Yeah. Yeah, we're cold.
Is there a lot of lakes up there? Is there a lot of lakes in Minnesota?
There's
Oh,
almost there's
man.
probably around 10,000.
Is that what the 10,000 lakes, the land of 10,000 lakes? Is that what they call it, Minnesota?
Yeah, I believe it's
Yeah.
10,000 lakes over a certain volume. So we
Have
have
you
a lot
swum
of
in any of
big
them?
lakes.
Have you swam in any of
Oh yeah.
them?
No.
You
No,
can't
haven't.
walk 50 feet more than if you live in the city, you have the river. That splits the
Yeah.
two cities for Twin Cities. But
That's all water.
there's not a lot of lakes. There's a lot more lakes when you get further north.
That's
So
where everybody goes to for the state parks and things. That's where
we're like we're the king of cabins.
cabins?
Like you run into 10 people on the street, you say you got a cabin? 6 of them say yes.
People actually own them. Like they just.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like-
you got it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're going to my family's cabin for the weekend.
It's like, oh, do you have a family cabin?
You guys have a family cabin?
No, I don't have
No.
family shit. Sorry. It's like,
Family shit.
I don't have family shit.
We're
You know?
we're the four people on that 10-person quota there.
Yeah.
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 Well, your music.
I got these Lincoln logs, son.
Yeah. Hey, I had Lincoln Logs growing up. Lincoln Logs were the shit.
I just played with Lincoln Logs last week.
Well, you have kids.
I just took a
I mean, I can
Lincoln
understand
log.
if you didn't have kids.
Oh no,
that'd be kinda creepy.
I didn't let them play with me though.
Oh, you're in a separate room.
Yeah.
Door shut.
Yeah, door
My
shut.
toys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's his daddy's time.
with his Lincoln logs.
Oh goodness. Hey, let's play Changing Faces.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't remember what was it? It was Rogue Waves is what I was wanting to talk about a little bit.
Yeah.
But we'll play that last. But Changing Faces, why is it called that?
Well, the song, I think, at least musically, does that in a way. There's a metamorphosis that happens in the middle of the song. It's but it's a metamorphosis that does a callback. So I don't know if you even call it a metamorphosis. I don't know. It just I guess when we name songs, they just feel that way.
Yeah.
I mean, like Charlie said, we have a large list of names, and we kind of just pick out what the feeling is. And there's other songs that really do need a certain name.
And do you
So
have
they
silly names for some of them, like just really silly names?
well, I don't want to spoil it, but
Yeah,
there's a name I've been pushing for many years that is I feel like it's the top of the name game.
For
We'll
you,
just-
yeah.
No, for the world, and
For
I'm not going to spoil it, but it has to do with
Yeah, don't
Raptor
spoil it.
Rapture Rap.
Okay, I'll be listening for that one.
Yeah,
Is it
Changing
silly?
Faces was I think made the list based on I think an experience with somebody, and you're like, oh, it's like they're changing faces, or maybe maybe it could be like a comment on how we're sort of, it's important to be yourself always, but sometimes you have different roles, right?
Right.
And you have to sort of go through that metamorphosis. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why we chose it, not cognitively, why we chose it and why it kind of matched up. Because when we write, it's like, okay, well, what are we going to call it? We might have like a working name. And then it's like, okay, well, now we have to like, birth it and give it a name. And that one just seemed like it made a lot of sense.
Have you ever been just stuck where you're like, I don't know what we're gonna call this one?
I can scroll for a minute.
yeah, it's a
Those
long
lists.
list.
Yeah.
There's
It's
a
a long
lot of
list.
those
But
names.
what you're
yeah.
saying, it's what you're feeling during the song, and once it's completed, and you're just like, well, this is what I'm picturing, because a lot of your stuff, any instrumentals, any instrumental style of music, it's what you're picturing in your head. What's going on, what are you thinking about? I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's
have that same kind of thing.
I think some of our ability to name these things comes from a place of intuition. Garrett and I are really try to befriend and be aware of our intuition. So like, there's a lot of feel in that. And as far as I kind of lost my train of thought. But I know you were going to say something, Garrett.
But it's like kind of cliche, or not even cliche, but it's when like the first time you play a song, and it's probably for a lot of people with vocalists and stuff, but like when you're an instrumental band and there's no discussion, there's no words except between you and your instrument, and then your instrument and you and the person you're playing with. When that conversation is done and it makes sense, I got goosebumps. It's a euphoric experience. And when you're trying to name something, when you don't have lyrics to like pigeonhole you and to express how something feels, that first time you play through it and it feels like it's a finalized thing and the statement's been said, because you're always searching for the words per se in an instrumental. With the statement's been said and you finally have that time that you play through it, I think that's when the real discussion as to like what the name should be happens. But sometimes, like, honestly, most times when we name something, it's a scroll through the list and it pops out and it's like, this is exactly how this makes me feel,
and it makes sense.
And it makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, and I can even go back. There was a song that we wrote, I think it was written in a night, and it was an idea from a riff. And this sounds ridiculous, but I remember we played through it and like we had the rough base of it done. I had tears going down my eyes. I looked over at Charlie, and Charlie was like red in the face, and there's a tear coming down. And it was like, it was such a big release. And
that's so true. Yeah,
we knew. I mean, it's consensual. Like we knew that was. We knew that
needed for some kind of a release, and you can't explain it, but that's what happened, and that's
so the names find themselves. That's the easy part, and we just have to wait for the statement to be said non-verbally to find it.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a listen to it. I'm even more. I mean, I've heard it over and over again, just from listening to it, but it gives more meaning to me when I go back and listen to it right now. So this is Changing Faces by Crash Cuddle.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's it almost like you said it there's a metamorphosis, but it kind of it tends to come back almost like a chorus would.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even when I listen to that song, after that kind of slow period, and we get back in, and it's like that's never been heard before still, and then it's a big opening to this part that just feels like a good release, but that's already been done melodically in the beginning of the whole song, but I still forget because it's such a big release that part already happened. And I love that song for it because it reintroduces a phrasing that's already happened and it feels new. And I think that's like the epitome of trying to write music, at least for me, like to do something that's already been said, but have it feel like it's the first time. I mean, they should write a song about that.
Feels like the very first time.
Yeah.
Well, you did write a song about it.
Feels like the
Boom, boom, boom,
first
boom,
time.
boom.
Hey, real quick. Wednesday, I'm kind of taking the show on the road, but I'm not really because I'm not gonna be doing like a whole setup like this, and I'm just gonna do some streaming and stuff. It'll probably just be on Instagram and Facebook. But there's a band called Stage Moms that was on the show. They're from up in Wheeling, West Virginia, just north, and or Moundsville actually is where they're from, but it's up in that area.
Yeah.
They're called Stage Moms, and they're kind of like a poppy kind of punk band. They're really good, and they're playing in Clarksburg. Clarksburg is the town I grew up in, which is just south of me, and that's the first part of their tour. They're going this big tour. They're going out. I think they're going out your all's way somewhere. I'll have to send you the poster and let's check it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're touring with a band called Elbow Room, and they're playing at someone's house. It's a house show. I can't really give it away, but it's down in Clarksburg here, and I'm gonna go see them on Wednesday. That's this Wednesday. So I'm gonna go down there and I'm do some like pop up interviews with them and stuff. I've never met them in person, just on here, and it was only one member of the band, so I haven't even met the rest of the guys either. So
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
so I'm gonna do that on Wednesday. So if you want
Cool.
to tune into that, and that's the first that's the kind of the kickoff for their whole tour. I mean,
Oh,
they're going
right
to
on.
Florida, they're going all over the place.
Yeah.
So and
That's
they
awesome.
They just got a new van. It's one of those like it's one of those like little like it's a short bus, but it's like the handicap short bus with the high ceiling and the door on the side. One of those.
Yeah, perfect.
Sure, with the
They were
lift.
like converted to bunk beds. So I
Yeah.
can't wait to see it. Like because he described how they were going to like renovate the van. So
Awesome. That's
yeah,
great.
check that
Yeah,
out.
those lifts are really handy for moving gear.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it
Yeah.
had one of those, but it did have like he said it did have the big back door where they could load up stuff.
Yeah, I've driven one of those before. Yeah.
Have you guys done a multi-city tour where you're on the road for quite a bit, or
We've done like a maybe like a 3-off would be like the most we've ever done, and
yeah?
since we've been together.
You
I
like
think
being on
it's
the
more
road?
along the lines of like a weekend warrior sort of a
Yeah.
thing, you know.
Did you guys get along okay?
I mean,
No.
10 years,
No.
11 years or so.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I have a honestly, if we're gonna dive into it, I have a I know I have an issue with punctuality and getting anxious, especially
I
for
do
musical
too.
things for some reason. Like if I'm not there 15 minutes early, I'm starting to freak out. Like
Oh yeah.
and that and I apologize to Charlie because it's not good for me or him. I'm like yeah, it's brutal. Other than that, like once we get all our gear in, everything's where it should be, and I can finally take a breath, then I can start having fun. But like the drive to a show, I can't believe he's still in the band with me because it's just probably the absolute worst because I'm just like irritable. Like
Yeah.
I have to know when we're going to be there. It's yeah. Other than that,
No.
we get along great.
It's pretty easy to deal with that because, like Garrett isn't a dick about it. Firstly, which is super tolerable if you're ever wondering, like, how can you keep a band together or any sort of relationship? Just don't be a dick. And then
That's simple.
and Garrett is punctual because he wants to be accountable, and responsible and
He doesn't
stuff
want
like that.
anything to
So,
go.
and there's nothing wrong with that, and it's not like I am. It's not like I'm not punctual or accountable or responsible. But most of the time we're the first ones there and then the last ones out.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes.
I can relate to that, especially
Mostly moving those fucking amps,
That's when Garrett goes and hides. Right?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no way.
No,
We've all
unfortunately,
we've
no.
all handled those things. They're the big
Yeah.
bad mama, the big bad mama jammas. There's the refrigerator cabinets. There's the big ends. So we don't.
Yeah, I can relate
mess
with
around
Garrett
with
on that.
little
When I
things.
first started doing this, I had my buddy Rob helping me out, and he was wanting to kind of be a part of it. Well, he co-hosted with me, but he didn't really like engage with the guest at all. So he kind of moved to the behind the scenes and was doing the sound and stuff. But he couldn't understand why I wanted to be sitting in this room at an hour before we started just to make sure everything works right. He didn't understand that. He would just lollygag in here and blah blah blah. I couldn't work. I mean, I didn't fire him. He just quit. He got a job and had to go work. But,
You've been promoted to customer.
Yeah. So, and he'll still help out. From time to time, he'll come in and pop in and check the audio for me and stuff like that. But like, I can relate with that so much because it's not that I'm worried that it is that I'm worried that something's going to go wrong. But I'd rather be. Let's check it now. That way. We have time to fix it, So,
Right.
Yeah.
and
Right.
we just, gosh, last minute so many times, and I just, and I've started late before. I'd rather because the show's live. There should be a little bit of some bumps in the road.
Mm-hmm.
I don't I don't want to go back and edit anything. I'm looking forward to the next show. When we're done
Right.
with this. I don't want to go back and edit this one. This
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
He always
Well-
wanted to do that too. He wanted let's pre-record it. I'm like, nope, not doing that.
Yeah.
Don't
I think
recording.
and like thinking about it, like there was a time in my life where I wanted music to be my career, and like believe it or not, I mean, you could tell those recordings weren't done with a click track, but believe it or not, I used to like take that really like seriously click track studio musician stuff, and it just, I mean, for me, turning it into a job was just the worst thing for it. And I think the punctuality thing is like it's my passion, so I take it extremely seriously, and I want to continue to play music. So if I don't cause any trouble for the place that's having us play, I like it's a privilege for them to ask us to be there in the first place. Like
Absolutely.
if I'm not going to be there at a time when they say that we need to be there, I mean, and honestly, sometimes we're there before they open the doors, like when they want us to be there. But
Let me
yeah,
in. I need to come in
yeah,
and set up my drum set. Let me in.
yeah, if I'm not there, like I feel like the first impressions, just like with anything, like is paramount. So I'm there,
Sure,
like
it
I
is,
want us
yeah.
to be
It's
there.
just like a job. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a job, but that's the only part of it wanting to be a job. Because I mean, I take my shoes off, close my eyes, and play the set and forget what happens.
Now,
So
do you take your like? I know some people like. Well, I've never really watched a chick play, but like live. But like, I had a buddy that he would take his jeans off and play in his boxers every show. It could be 16 degrees outside. I mean, they would be inside playing, but he would literally take his pants off and then play the drum. He wouldn't. I never
well,
seen him not playing boxers.
I understand that because I can't play in pants. I have to wear shorts no matter
Yeah,
what.
well, that makes
Because
sense. Yeah.
well, yeah, the kick pedal has gone into my pant leg numerous times, and I
And do you
just
play
don't deal with
barefoot
that.
or with socks on or something?
Socks. I do socks.
Because of the laces, right? You don't want the laces to get.
Well,
kinda white.
well,
Yeah,
that's how that's how I started playing drum set. So, I mean, my parents, I grew up in a really small house, and my parents told me I wasn't getting a drum set in fifth grade for Christmas, even though that's the only thing I wanted. And
What'd you get?
have you have you ever seen A Christmas Story?
Yes.
The movie. So basically we opened up all the presents, and like we opened up all the presents, and I was like, oh yeah, this has been a really great Christmas. And my dad literally went, what's that in the tree over there? And I'm like, what? Like, we got everything out of the tree. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, what's up in the tree? So I went and like halfway up the tree, there was another present, and I opened it up, and it's the hardware to a drum throne. And I'm like, well, and I was like, well, this is like amazing. Like, I got the seat. Like,
I could build a seat. All right.
I was like, I have the seat. And then I turned, my mom and dad go, the rest of it's in the basement. And I was like, I started like bawling, like screaming, and like we literally this is one of the small, like, imagine a small house, and this is a smaller house that I grew up in. And my parents let me set up my drum set in the corner of my room, and they let me play whenever. And the reason why in fifth grade we played Steppenwolf on stage is because to teach myself how to play drum set, I listened to Magic Carpet Ride over and over and over and over and over. And yeah. So I like, it's one of my favorite stories, favorite memories for sure.
That's good.
You
didn't think you were going to get it at all.
No, no hope. After we opened up all the presents, no hope. Parents the whole year, they're like, we can't afford it.
I'm gonna have to be extra good this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm actually the guy who my mom said, I need to get a call from the principal, please, by the time you get to be a senior. Also the mom who said, if you're gonna smoke it, we're gonna grow it. So I'm raised by hippies.
It doesn't get any better than that, then.
Yeah. So I was raised by hippies who were very open to like exploring what I wanted to do creatively. So I was very lucky.
Good.
Did they play music also?
No. Well, my grandfather was a fairly popular musician in Iowa in his heyday. I actually have his guitar with all the postcards that people sent in requesting songs week to week, because he was a weekly band on a radio show.
That's cool.
Yeah, my mom sang a little bit. She sang a parody song for the Denver Broncos in Colorado when she was, it got played on the radio all the time when they went for a Super Bowl run. Other than that, quite honestly, my mom says that I have driven her nuts, because since I was little, I was tapping on absolutely everything that I could tap on.
You're always tapping.
Yeah,
do
and
you do that when you're in traffic and stuff, and like driving?
Oh yeah. Well, my employees at work, they like, when I first hired them, they're like, all right, we get it, you play drums. I'm like, I honestly don't even know I'm doing it. I'm like, just point it out if it's annoying you. I'm like, I just do it.
I tap my foot quite a bit.
Yeah. And in school, actually, this is as much of a strong arm story I can do. I tested for music class, and they wanted me to play trumpet, and I was like, I'm not playing trumpet. I was like, I'm playing drums. They're like, I mean, we'll look at your scores, but I mean, you'll be a really good trumpet player. I'm like,
score this.
I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm like, I'm playing drums. So like, it's tapping and drumming has been something for me my entire life.
Has Charlie given you his guitar and just said, "Here, just play something, just try it"?
Well,
Or anybody?
I could
Anything
play
else?
like one of 3 songs that I wrote myself in middle school.
He still knows them.
Let's hear
I
it. Do you
still
have
know.
it? Do you have a
He
guitar?
does.
I can go find the guitar, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
time.
I mean, it's not good, but we'll do it.
Hey, it's good enough to be on the Cute Mania live show.
Oh, perfect. All right, I'll be back. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
How did you get started, Charlie, with playing like when you were younger, or how did guitar come
Yeah.
about with you?
Music was always in my home, and the radio was always on in the kitchen, and it was always on oldies. So I grew up with like all the oldies, so like the British invasion stuff, all of the Motown and soul, on that station. Chicago had Dick Biondi, and he was around for a long time, like the voice on the radio. And if it wasn't that, it was like whatever the like new wave 80s stuff that was coming up, right? But like around 5th grade, the same time as Garrett, I caught the metal bug, and my uncle, was always listening to like Def Leppard and Ozzy, and
The good stuff.
yeah, like and Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden, Pink Floyd. So like he was a few years older than me, so it's like an older brother, and I borrowed his Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Roach tribute tape, and I was just like, who the fuck is this guitar player? And it was like that, and Metallica's "And Justice for All." So that was like the beginning of it all. And then much like Garrett, I got a guitar on Christmas. It wasn't in the same like format of introduction. And then from that point on, I just taught myself like Garrett.
Yeah.
Garrett and I are also self-taught. My parents are also not very musical, except for just being highly they're music appreciators for sure.
Yeah.
My dad apparently grew up playing accordion and was
That's
great,
cool. Yeah.
but also didn't want to play accordion because he wanted to play drums. So yeah, so he stopped doing that, but really had like a deep appreciation for music as my mom does, and for good stuff too,
Yeah.
So-
He didn't have to if it was going to take. I didn't want him to have to search, but wait, he's
yeah,
back. He didn't
Garrett's
find
back. Yeah, he found a beer though.
It. He did find a bit.
Did
yeah, I
you
was gonna say he
find
found it,
the
but he-
guitar, Garrett?
So my 4-year-old broke the 1st and
Oh,
4th
man.
strings, but
Hmm.
I have another guitar. Don't know where that's at. I found
Okay.
my dulcimer, my keyboard, and my djembe, but not the other
Now
guitar.
that would have been. Fun. I have a djembe here. I'll play that. We'll all just grab an instrument. There might be a little bit of a lag, but whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
No, that's fun. Hey, I do want to play the other one, with Rogue Waves, right?
Dinosaur Ghosts, Rogue Wave.
Rogue Waves. Yeah, Rogue Waves. Now this one, after I watched the video for 160 pound piss, I went to this one, and of course it's just visuals, but what you wrote for the description is just amazing. I don't even know how to. Am I thinking of the right one?
Description.
The description for on YouTube for Rogue Waves.
We can look. Is that ours or? Let me
I
see.
don't know. I'd have to look. Let me make sure I'm correct on this.
Sure.
I can't go on my tablet because it's where's that? I was pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
For a video?
Didn't you? Wasn't one of them is just visuals? Just
Wasn't the film
Yeah.
festival one that you did, Charlie?
No, that would be Changing Faces.
was it Changing
Yeah.
Faces the one where you wrote something in the description?
Yeah, I wrote like a
So I was back.
like a I wrote something of an artist statement
Yeah.
from another person's perspective, actually from not a person's perspective, but a earthly entity. And I wrote that um, as a way to accompany the video I had put together and made for Changing Faces.
Yeah. Well, since I
Yeah.
screwed it up and you got it backwards, I was trying to find it here.
Yeah.
I was trying to find the. I don't know. It'll take me a while. I'm
Yeah.
slow. But no, it was the what you wrote was just awesome. I mean, it was
Oh,
and it went with the video like in a weird way. You know, and
yeah.
almost
Yeah.
went. I went back and read it like while the music was happening. Also, you know, because it just
Hmm.
kind of puts it in a whole. I don't know what. Since I screwed up, we already played the song, but what kind of inspired you to write something for that song like that? I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, during the beginning part of the pandemic, from like March through June or whatever it was, I watched like a PBS documentary every evening and got like, way more into um, spooky action at a distance than normally. Like quantum physics, quantum mechanics, right? Interdimensional travel, and then also uh, some of the documentaries were about the cosmos and stuff, and um, what alternative and 0 point energy and
Is there a show
all
on
this
there
stuff.
called PB or called Nova?
Yeah, PBS Nova
Nova
Nova.
documentaries.
is the
Yeah,
best. Yep.
yeah, that's exactly it. So that really inspired that train of thought to accompany Changing Faces.
Yeah.
And I had always envisioned a video for that, and really kind of only had like a couple visuals um, that that just were coming to mind. So I went through a bunch of information, a bunch of resources to edit and put it all together, and edit it, and time things out, and then I wrote the artist statement, or whatever you want to call it.
Right. Well, yeah.
That's also
Since I screwed
accompanying the
that up
video.
for those of you that's watching, when you go to watch the 160 pound Vis video, but also watch the changing faces one. But
Yeah,
read the thing read the I guess would be the description underneath of the video where
yeah,
it
yeah.
really puts it into perspective that song. But
Hmm.
anyway, since I screwed that up, Rogue Waves.
No problem.
What's about Rogue Waves, and why is it about waves and rogues?
Rogues and waves and stuff.
Yeah.
um well, I was at a particular school, and there was these pamphlets on the wall about mania and bipolar, about but it was just called Mania. And I had read it, and I'll just say it. And it reminded me of my dad, and how he was at certain times. And so after you lose a parent um, in a premature, violent way, and you try kind of putting things together for it to make sense. And it's been quite a while since that event took place. And but this pamphlet like really stuck with me. Like I was like, okay, well, maybe this is what he was really experiencing. And so that Rogue Waves title stuck out, and I was like, okay, that really hit with me. And because it is sort of a rogue wave of emotion, where like you are doing okay now and things are good, and then you're just completely overwhelmed with this emotion. And I've experienced that too. So that's why that title belonged in that list. And I think that's probably why it is probably the title of that song too, because the song ends up kind of doing that thing where it kind of really gets I was listening to Lowe's Ones and Sixes at that time, where I wrote the quieter part near the ending, and also Alabama Shakes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I think those are definitely influences with that. But those two chords, and just it's the same positioning, but you're just shifting it. Um, it just kind of took on a whole life of its own. But Garrett helped tremendously with, as he always does, with structuring the stuff. Like I'll have all these ideas and riffs and stuff like that, and Garrett's really wonderful when it comes to like arranging and stuff. So
Well, cool. Let's take a listen to Rogue Waves.
yeah. Kind of dry.
Yeah, it's a very you can kind of tell it's a very emotional kind of feel to it. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That description.
Yeah.
My mom caught me off guard here. She was telling me. I guess she texts me and lets me know how it sounds on her end. You know, from her house.
Aw, what a
And
great.
she said you sound far away. And I was about to put. Well, I am kind of. I mean, I'm not that far away. I'm just across town. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like, well,
like,
did it get any better? She said, yeah, and then she said, good musicians. She
yeah,
likes she
Oh.
watches just about all the
uh,
shows that I do, and some
yeah.
of them she can't really tolerate, you know, because it's metal and so, people screaming and stuff. But you know,
Yeah. He's like,
Well, hello.
I'm always in your heart, Mom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
sweet.
she really likes. I think I let her listen to it, some of it last week,
Oh, cool.
and they were like, yeah, anything with no screaming is phenomenal to them.
The benefits of being an instrumental band.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, moms approve.
Hey, I gotta say a few more things before we go. I guess I hate
Yeah.
to go. I hate to go. This was a lot of fun, and
Indeed.
but like listening to you guys describe, what the songs are about. Is that's what I've been looking forward to the most. Just because like, where were they going with this, and why did they call it this?
Mm.
That's just I don't know. But hey, so I got Stage Moms and Elbow Room. Not really. It's not gonna be a show or anything. It's just gonna be a just social media thing. So there'll be some live videos here and there. Maybe some interviews. Just
Hmm.
fun stuff on Wednesday. I don't know what time. I don't even know when it starts. I'm just gonna show up. So that's Wednesday, and then Thursday though. Thursday's gonna be cool. There's a band called Normal Creatures. I don't know how normal they are. I don't know how abnormal they are,
It's a
but
cool name.
they do.
Yeah, it's a sweet name.
It's like a hip hop kind of rap metal, I guess, band. Um, they don't scream very much. I'm going to play a song at the end of the show here, one of their songs, but it screams a little bit, but it's not too much. Anyway, the lead singer, he has a podcast himself. It's called Start the Beat. He interviews musicians and things similar to mine. A little bit better. A little bit better. He's been doing it for a little bit longer than me.
Hmm.
So they'll be on Thursday. That's at 8 o'clock, and then Friday. Okay, this is it's not really a long story, but the guy I'm going to see Friday, Zach Cray, he plays guitar in a metal band called Amabasia that I've had on the show, and then I found out that he does his own solo stuff. So I had him on the show again, a couple weeks later. So I had him on, and then he's touring right now with a band called Portage, and I think they're in Tennessee tonight. I don't know, I can't remember. But Friday they're coming through Morgantown, and I'm gonna go up and see them.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Last leg of their
It's so
tour up
crazy.
there.
I know where that's at.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's a place called Morgantown Art Bar,
Hmm.
and they're gonna be playing up there. I think it's at 9 o'clock. So I'll be up there Friday. So I have a
Yeah.
pretty packed week of
Yeah,
things.
sounds like it.
Usually it's just I just have to come into this room and sit down, and I'll have like maybe 3 or 4 shows a week. I've done that before,
Yeah.
but at least I can get out a little bit and go see some people, meet some people in person. I met Zach, at their metal show with his band.
Yeah.
The Stage Moms, I've never met Stage Moms, other than Gage. Gage was on the show, and so it'll be fun to meet them and meet the Elbow Room guys. And
Hmm.
I was gonna play one of their songs. I guess I could play both. I mean, we have some time, but I don't know. I don't want to overwhelm anybody. But anyway, Crash Cuddle. Make sure you check out. How do you pronounce the name of the album? I wanted to make sure.
Klaxon.
Klaxon. What does that mean?
Yeah. It's an alarm.
Well,
It's
yeah,
another
and
name for an alarm.
and
Yeah.
the klaxon horn is actually the tornado siren.
Yeah.
Really? Do
Yeah.
you guys get tornadoes out there?
Yeah,
Yeah. We've got a few twisters here and there.
blizzards,
We get 'em here too.
tornadoes,
They're not very
floods. I
often.
mean,
Rivers, lakes,
rivers, lakes.
tornadoes,
You get mosquitoes
snow.
out there?
Oh my god!
we-
Let's not even
we-
talk about it.
We
So if you
do.
got lakes, you get mosquitoes.
Oh, we got
Yeah.
mosquitoes. Yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah.
You guys have a family cabin?
Yeah, no,
with mosquitoes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to get a cabin called the Mosquito.
I'm in a
Hey,
cabin
there
called
you go.
Raptor Rapture Rap.
Raptor Rapture Rap.
Or just a side project called the Mosquitoes.
Mm.
Charlie and the Mosquitoes.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Maybe.
I would listen to it too.
I think I will play a little bit of Elbow Room.
Okay.
We'll just play a snippet of it. I don't want to because I like to have them on the show for like a formal show. I'll
Yeah,
get some footage of them at the show on Wednesday. But let me I have it on the thing here. This is a really good song. It's called Waiting. Okay, that's good enough. So,
But a nice segue,
I can't play a lot of it, because it's just have to look them up. Elbow Room.
The tease,
Yeah.
I like
I'm not going to promote them. They haven't been on the show yet.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I've asked them.
Yeah, it's called Klaxon. KLXON. Yeah, I was watching another documentary.
I watch a lot of those too. I watch a lot of like the
Yeah.
like the murder mystery ones, like people killing people. You know,
Yeah,
it's like Dayline
that's
in 48
I.
hours. I love it.
Yeah, that I usually stay away from the scary movie stuff. You know.
Yeah, I don't like. Okay, the girl I was with, she was really into that, and I, okay,
I see Garrett just like,
horror movies is like is kind of dumb because a lot of that stuff can't happen. Yes, there are a lot of psychotic people, but you know, unless it could happen in real life, that's the only time it would I would be interested in watching it. I just can't get
what's that show
into it.
called? Like something murder, creative murder, or
I haven't seen that one.
where they're in Wisconsin. Is
That's
it Wisconsin? Is it Wisconsin? Where that guy gets that collar put around his neck?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you into horror movies, Garrett?
Oh, sorry, I'm on medicine dosage conversation right now. I'll be right back.
Yeah. I don't think Garrett's really much into horror movies. I think if he was, it would be into like, like the real stuff,
I had a buddy that was big into those, the Rob Zombie made movies.
Oh.
Those are
Yeah.
crazy. Those are crazy.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about some things that are nuts, that stuff. And like when blood just flies everywhere, I can't get into that. But
Yeah.
I watch a lot of the ID channel. I don't know if you guys have that up your way, but the ID channel, and it's constantly on. The
Will do.
Here is a good show, and I don't know, there's a bunch of good shows on there that I watch.
Garrett, do you like horror movies, horror flicks?
I'll answer
Scary
that question.
movies?
Becky says hello to you, Charlie.
Hi Becky. Hey.
Yeah. Scott says hello as well.
I don't know.
She says hello.
Hey, Scott.
So scary movies.
No, horror movies like blood and guts and just for fun.
No, I don't
Yeah,
think
that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, Silence of the Lambs, though, Garrett. Like,
I love Silence of the
that's what I'm
Lambs.
saying. Like that kind of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Stuff that.
What are you
like-
worried
like-
about a size 4?
I play a lot of video games too, but I can't play like dumb video games like The Walking Dead stuff. I don't. It's just that's not gonna happen. There's gonna be zombies walking on the earth, and I can't.
Hey, are you about a size 14?
You help me move this couch.
You help me with this couch.
14, which is crazy.
Yeah, no,
I wear a
I
size 14 shoe.
I do wear size 14.
So I will say that I did cheat, and 28 Days Later is one of my favorite films.
Oh, that soundtrack is killer.
so
yeah, that is.
Yeah, it's all
So,
atmospheric and shit.
I
The Crow.
courted my wife with that in Mankato because I knew she hated scary films.
Okay, where's Mankato?
Mankato
Let's start
is about an hour south of Twin Cities, hour 15.
What is down there?
So Mankato State University, that's where we met going to college. So
Awesome.
and that's where I met my wife as well. So
Cool.
That's why I met Garrett.
Yeah.
I met a lot of
At
people.
the party.
Yeah.
In the room. Back in the
room.
Nobody
Back in
knows-
the day, yeah.
Nobody knows what was going on. At the time.
And just a side note, there is a piece of art that he's been working on before we met that I've always wanted to buy from him. That's in his living room right now that he's still working on.
Oh, that really?
Yeah.
You wanted to buy it? I just gessoed the back of it this past week, so it's almost done.
Oh,
That's crazy.
this is new to the. I used to have another one it's over there.
Oh yeah.
This piece back here is my buddy Bobby Lane. He lives up in Morgantown. He needed some hand drums on some of his new tracks, so I went up and recorded with him. And he does these. He's got these all over his studio and all over the where he lives. So I was like, this one was right above his monitor, and I was like, how much you want for that one? Because he just gave me one when I went up and had him on the show.
Yeah.
But I was like, how much you want for that one? He's like, well, I don't know, like $50. I was like, well, I don't have change. So here's 60. Take it. So that's one of his. So he signs the back of it and takes a picture with me and the thing, and then it goes. But yeah, I love abstract, just things that
That thing. That thing. You're like this, like
That's it.
taking a picture
Yeah.
with your art.
Yeah.
That thing.
Yeah. He and he's got like a room, like an art room that he goes in there and makes that stuff. So
Garrett made that.
No, but my dad and father-in-law made that.
what is that? I was looking at that earlier.
That's
So
cool.
it's,
They
it's,
collaborated on that
Is that
work.
concrete? Is that
No, so my dad he used a jet cutter to cut a whole bunch of like sports signs for me. So I have the Broncos, the Twins.
You picked the
then my-
Broncos?
Well, I was born in Colorado. I was born in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I have the Broncos, Twins, Minnesota Wild, Minnesota Vikings, all in the middle, and then my
I was a Vikings
father-in-law.
fan for a little bit.
Nice. My father-in-law is a woodworker, so I had him build the frame. So I have something by my dad and my
Build
adopted
me
dad.
like a studio desk. I need something like that made.
Oh, he's really good at what he does. So, but yeah, there's lights in them, so I can turn them on. I music and sports, so I'm in my man cave. I have a like projector for watching sports and stuff,
and playing Mario Kart.
Well, and I have like a racing simulator, so like
killer.
That's
the
shit right there.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming on the show. I really do. I'd love to have you back when you get even if you're not even writing anything. Let's just have you back. If you want to co-host sometime, I'm starting to do that. Have some co-hosts.
Yeah.
Guest co-hosts come in and
that would be fun.
Yeah, keep us in the loop. We appreciate you having us on. We always love
bands. What was the band's name? Hardcore Crayon.
Hardcore Crayons.
Those guys are.
Talk to them, see if they want to come on the show.
So what you need to do is just take a deep breath before you start diving in, because it's one of those you're gonna just have to listen to the tracks over and over.
I'm gonna do that.
It's really good.
We'll talk to them and see if they want to come on the show. We'll get them on, and then you guys can co-host with me.
Yeah, it'll be a big hardcore party.
Yes, an instrumental party.
Hardcore Cuddle.
It'll be something like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna play the Normal Creatures. The song's called Creatures of the Night, and I took the beginning of it and trimmed it.
Creature of the Night.
So we have to listen to the beginning of it.
And then may I just say something?
Yeah, go on.
One of the bands you should probably check out is The Great Went. They recently released an album as well. Another instrumental band that are the drummer's a better drummer than I am. They're all really great guys, and they Explosions in the Sky is mirrored with them. Explosions in the Sky is incredible. But yeah, The Great Went. You should check them out as well.
I will.
They're a great local band.
I might have to ask you about that in the messenger.
For sure.
What are the names of those bands?
Yep.
But I guess the next official show is Thursday with Normal Creatures from Pittsburgh. I'm excited about that one. It's gonna be a good one. And Wednesday, I'll pop on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. I probably won't be on YouTube. Probably just be on the social media, just popping in with doing some live shots with those guys. So tune in if you can, and if you guys have got a minute, you can stay on for a little bit. I'll talk to you for a little bit after I kill the stream here in about 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes?
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Here's Normal Creatures with Creatures of the Night, and we'll see you Thursday on the show, and then Wednesday on one of the things.
Thanks for having us, Scott.
Cool. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Hard time with a puzzle piece I can't seem to find. I say I wanna be complete, but I don't wanna be done. Cause if I put it all together, who will I become? You know, there's something kinda neat about being incomplete. The stranger to the danger of a blemish on your cheek. The stronger one you bruise, you can always pick and choose which wound you wanna keep fresh to let the best through. On this test true path, I breeze past the new path, straight into a ditch from which you can't come back. All I know is that I don't know nothing but the self-awareness gotta come with something. Maybe you get caught to the mall, I can go and have a ball. Buy a new life and redecorate my wall. Eat the whole pie, don't save a crumb for y'all. Monster mix, see the crowd take a bite. No sleep on the clock, non-stop. Tick tock, don't treat the wound until this rock dream rots. No one belongs in the throne on the top, but we still blown away either way, so why not? Take a chance on the blind man's hand. Eyes wide open for this dead man's plan. Take a hold, break your soul. You can blame rock and roll in the lap for the devil. You don't have the control to control the temperature. We're all burning up. So for the better wish me luck. Born a competitor, never giving up. But in the muck of my mind, I'm stuck.